Hey everybody, I'm Rhaelee, and I teach at F.I.R.S.T Institute. I teach the Recording Arts IDL program here. And what IDL stands for is Interactive Distance Learning. So if you're in that program, what we're gonna do is we're gonna send you a bunch of cool stuff in our creative packs that enable you guys to record high fidelity recordings from home. So let's take a look at what we can find in our Recording Arts creative packs. Because technology is always moving, you may see different components in your creative packs than what you see here today. You can find an updated list on our website at FIRST.edu. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of our creative pack. Beautiful. So, just upon first glance, I'm gonna pull out some things that you guys are gonna get inside this pretty nifty little box we got here. Headphones with an adapter. That's super cool. I didn't know if these came with that or not, but they do. So what this adapter does is it allows you to switch between a 1/8 inch jack, which is like a laptop, or a TRS, which is a tip ring sleeve that you need in order to plug it into an actual preamp, which is like an instrument plug-in for an instrument cable. Inside as well, you get an XLR for the microphone. You get a cable, which is a USB cable for your MIDI. An interface, either one, it's interchangeable, which is really nice. And then you get this really awesome large diaphragm condenser microphone, which is great for podcasting. It's good for vocal use, overall vocal use. Comes with your mic clip right on it, which is super fantastic. And then the last, but of course not least, the thing that literally gets it into the computer. Yeah, awesome. Your interface, your preamp. You get 2 inputs, mic line inputs that you can switch between. And then you'll plug this guy right into your laptop and you're good to go. All right, next up we have our Zoom recorder and accessories. So let's get into it. So what you're gonna get inside this pack is a Zoom F1 recorder, which allows you to mic this up to somebody's collar so that way you can get clear vocal recordings of what they're saying or who they're interviewing. Very important thing to get clear audio because you don't want any feedback or bleed. But as you can see here, it's just a small little guy that they can clip right on them and use, plugged in. And then this guy would be clipped right up to your collar. Very cool tool to have. This guy is an awesome attachment. We've got the Zoom shotgun capsule. This guy allows you to go out and get samples. So when we hit 107 and 108, you guys will be using this quite a bit for your own sample effect library. I believe that having a Zoom in general is super cool and really important to have in your creative pack because this actually makes you stand out compared to anybody because you're the one who's recording. There it is, it's beautiful. Good old shotgun mic. And then of course, last but not least, we've got the XY attachment piece, which this gives you a little bit of a different sound. I would say that's a little bit less harsh on the ears with the way that it picks it up. Beautiful stereo signal that you can get from this guy. And you also get an SD card, super important. 32 gigs that you can pop right in this guy and record the sounds and samples that you're gonna have directly to it. You even get a little converter that you can slide into the side of your computer. Allows you to transfer your data as needed. Next up, we have a pop filter and an instrument microphone. Super cool. I think both of these things are very important to have in your creative pack. Pop filter takes out plosives and harsh S, there I go. Harsh S sounds. Try and say that 5 times fast. Let's take a look. Yeah. So this guy right here, you'll loosen it up and it allows you to clamp it on whatever stand that you have, really. This would work with anything, so. And you would just put it right in front of your mouth like this, right in front of the mic. The next thing is the good old SM57. Shure is a very good brand. They're classic. They're really timeless and they've been around in the industry, top dogs in the industry for a long time. But I love a good Shure 57. You will find this in every venue that you walk into for live shows. Studios as well. It's perfect for a guitar cabinet if you're trying to mic an acoustic guitar or an electric guitar live. Really, this is good for most instrument miking, I would say. This is our mixing board. What this gives you access to is the ability to signal flow route things multiple different ways, to record more than your double channel. You only get 2 channels on your interface. So this will allow you to get 4 added channels if you route it properly. Keeping it fresh. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at it, you guys. What this allows you to do is a lot of cool things. The really cool thing about this specific one is that there's built-in effects unit. So what this allows you to do is, look here, it says effects presets, effects engine. You can go through, it has a bright room, warm lounge, small stage. So you can actually send different signals to this effects engine and route it back out if you're looking for a specific sound on whatever signal path you're working with. Super cool to have that built into your board, but it gives you that live analog feel as well, where you're basically printing those effects back in. So really sweet little mixer that you guys get here. You have your main effects out, your main actual output, 2 left, right outs here, and then all of your channel paths below. You've got, like I was saying before, a mic line input. You have 2 of those, and then you have 2 mic inputs, so that gives you 4 extra inputs outside of your interface that already gave you 2. So a lot of stuff going on in here. We learn how to use this once we hit 103, 104, and we continue on as we start learning to produce the best signal paths from home. What we have here is interconnect cables. I believe they're TRS, yep, cool. We have 2 of them. These are great for instruments. If you ever need an actual instrument cable going into your preamp, that's perfect for that. You can use these for different monitors. Reference speakers might take them, depends on the brand of speaker that you're using. And of course, a 10-foot XLR, which is very necessary for any type of microphone use that you need, because you need a female to male XLR in order to get your microphone into your board or your preamp. The last thing that we have sitting here is this portable SSD, which is super sweet. I believe it's 500 gigs, yep, 500 gigabytes of space. And then this allows you to actually transfer data from multiple places, maybe the studio to home, maybe to someone else's, setup that you're gonna be collaborating with. It's just really important to have space, not just on your laptop, but something external that you can back things up with, specifically for your reel and your projects as well. This here is our MIDI keyboard, and I love opening boxes. A MIDI keyboard does a lot of really cool things, actually. It gives you the ability to play MIDI data live with your DAW, your DAW, into your laptop, which is super nice. Just takes a USB cable to connect, and oftentimes whatever DAW you're using will recognize it instantly. The other cool thing about a MIDI keyboard that I really enjoy is it gives you a lot of times drum pads and different knobs that you can actually trigger. So if you look at this guy here, we've got a couple drum pads up top, and then we got a couple trigger points here if we wanted to do maybe a sweep or a high pass or a low pass filter. We can actually program it directly to these knobs for different uses. The other thing that's nice about having a MIDI keyboard in general, to me, is just being able to really play. I mean, I think having your hands on a keyboard is very important for more than just learning what MIDI does and how to record MIDI or software instruments into your DAW, but also to further your music theory knowledge and your hand movements and start to get the hang of the way to play scales and things like that. We talk about all of that throughout the course. So in addition to the hardware that you guys already saw in this awesome Creative P.A.K, you guys also get some software. So you're gonna get Pro Tools, which is the leading industry standard software for mixing, recording, tracking, all that good stuff. And then you also get Studio One, PreSonus Studio One, which is very great for, you can do regular sessions, mixing, recording, tracking, but mostly known for mastering, so very cool. The great thing about having the Creative P.A.Ks is that once you get through the entire course and you graduate, you get to keep all of those components that we just talked about today. It's a super wonderful thing because now you can go out and launch your career with the exact tools that you've already been learning on.